breaks a tackle. 10-5. Touchdown! Kansas City. The Chiefs, a flipped wishbone and a 13-yard touchdown.
That was Mitch Holtis on 106.5 The Wolf. He should get paid every time Key says touchdown Kansas City. He could retire as being voice of the Chiefs. He wouldn't have to worry about money the rest of his life. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin were presented by Progressive Insurance. All of our guests join us on the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line. That includes the Major League Baseball Commissioner, Rob Manfred. Yes, the World Series begins tonight. Key's Dodgers looking for their first World Series since 1988.
Yeah, well, you know.
The Rays looking for their first ever. These are two very interesting teams built by the same man. We'll get into it all throughout the morning, and the commish will join us as well at 9:30 Eastern. Plenty to get to with the World Series, what happens after the World Series, after such an acrimonious offseason. Baseball got going. It's going to finish. But then, what lies ahead? We'll talk about it all with one of the most powerful men in sports at 9:30 Eastern. In the interest of equal time, if there's no such thing as Rays fans, I think as we've seen over the years, have the Rays chant ready to go. Let's talk a little bit about the Bills fans and how they feel about Josh Allen. What a difference 3 weeks makes, right? First 3 weeks of the season, Josh Allen is setting NFL records. He's setting some Bills records, but he's also setting NFL records, playing great out of the gate. Bills win their first 4 games, but the first 3, he is lights out playing great football. Last 3 have been a little bit of a different story. Specifically now, 2 losses for Buffalo in the last 6 days. The Buffalo Bills hype train had a lot of people hanging off of it. You were never climbing aboard it. What did you see from Josh Allen last night in the first Monday Night Football game, which was a Buffalo loss to Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs?
You know, it wasn't that I wasn't on the train. I'm not ready to put a guy who's playing well into a Hall of Fame category and an MVP category just because it's 3 games into the season. The body of work isn't there. When you start talking about Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson early in the season as potential MVPs, it's because I can go back to a year ago or a year before that or a year before that, and I can see what type of players they are. When you start trying to put the cart before the horse with these dudes, this is what happens. Josh Allen starts to regress some. I mean, you think about last night, at the end of that game, he throws the interception. They had an opportunity and a chance to go down the field. Here it is for the second week in a row, Z. A week ago when they played the Tennessee Titans, one of the first things I said, so national TV, you're really the only game in town. It's a primetime game. Let's see what you got. What happened? Laid an egg, a fat 0, right? Then you say it again this week. You're like, okay, here we go. You're 1 or 2 primetime games. Kansas City Chiefs coming to town. You got an opportunity to pop them and pull ahead and show us why you're in that conversation. What happens? Another 0. So it's like, okay, is this team really the team that we think they are in the AFC East, or is New England going to run away with it again for like the 10th straight time or something like that? Are they going to do that again because the Bills and Josh Allen haven't quite arrived yet?
That's the question. You referenced the pick, Daniel Sorensen with a pick late in the game to essentially seal the game for the Chiefs. That's exactly what our Ryan Clark honed in on when he joined Scott Van Pelt after the game on SportsCenter. That particular play that Key referenced, the pick that won it for KC, emblematic of why Allen struggled so much.
The thing was pre-snap read, indecisiveness in the backfield or in the pocket, and also inaccurate throws. An opportunity for a huge play on a catch and run with nobody covering your running back is missed. And also in the zone, he has all the time that he needs to make a throw. They fall back into a 3-deep zone. He takes the pressure, throws a bad ball, and Daniel Sorensen makes a great play. When you want to get a play made, you call on Dirty Dan. This was all set up by Josh Allen throwing into coverage because he didn't make the right reads and get the ball out of his hands in time. He can't do this. The last 2 weeks, they've only scored 16 points after that magnificent start that had him in the MVP conversation. Josh Allen has to play better in order for this team to play better.
So Ryan referencing exactly what Key said. So it's 16 points against the Titans, 17 last night. So now the question becomes more of a macro one.
You do know I didn't call Ryan after the game and say this, and he didn't call me and say that. We see the same damn thing.
Yeah.
It ain't, it's right there in front of your eyes. And so when you look at it, missed targets on throws, the interception, tried to step into it. A little bit of Kansas City's rush was in his face, but he had the opportunity to still find something else. He throws basically into triple coverage. Obviously, it was a great catch by the defensive back with a one-hander to make the interception. But then you go to the other side, Z, and you talk about Kansas City. We watch them, and we looking at KC. I'm like, okay, yeah, KC this, KC that. What do I always say, man? You don't have to throw for 500 yards. They rushed for 200 and something yards in the game. They rushed for 200 and something yards. Patrick Mahomes barely threw for 200. Mm-hmm. But he was efficient. Patrick Mahomes was 21 of 26 for 225, 2 touchdowns, 0 picks.
Wow.
They rushed for 240 something yards. One guy had 161 alone. So you don't need to throw the ball all over the lot. Your quarterback needs to be efficient and protect the football. And if you do that with great offensive play calling, you'll be fine.
It's time for Straight Talk, brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. Let's get straight to the biggest issue of all if you're a Bills fan. Okay, you've lost 2 games in 6 days. The season is not lost because the AFC East lost Tom Brady. The Pats, to your point, have won the division now 11 straight years.
I was one off, okay.
Always give them the benefit of the doubt, right?
I didn't want to go 2. I said 10. I didn't want to go to 11.
So now they're looking for 12. Bottom line, that's the big issue here for Buffalo. Are they still in position to win the division? They hit a rough patch. Look, the Pats are 2-3. They've hit a rough patch. The other 2 teams in the division obviously aren't ready to contend, you would think, at this particular point. Straight talk, straight to the point. Can they do it? Can Buffalo still win the division?
They can still win the division. There's no question about that. But their goals are bigger than winning the division. It starts with winning the division, but then you still got Cam Newton in New England. I kind of give the New England Patriots a pass on this loss this past weekend. And the reason is I thought the defense played well. They made them kick field goals. But Cam Newton was coming back, and it was kind of just weird. The whole situation was weird. Their preparation was weird. So I kind of give them a pass. I know a lot of people out there that hate New England won't give them this pass, but I kind of give them a pass. If they come out here